Okay, 0 Kaizer Chiefs, 0 Ipolokwane City. It was a beautiful encounter. I think it was a beautiful game if you look at the side of Ipolokwane City, particularly on the second half. Very, very disappointing game if you look at the game with the lenses of Kaizer Chiefs. I think it was a disappointing performance, particularly in the second half from the 60th minute towards the end of the match. I think Kaizer Chiefs, even ama-substitutes about Wenzile, wasn't up to the standards of the game. The game demanded a different type of players, but they introduced the other type of players. So I think that they got wrong. But unfortunately, the unfortunate situation that also happened on the first half, Uglimala Gamakade, and then they brought in Miguel, a right-footed player playing on the left side as a centre back. I think that was a little bit disadvantageous to Kaizer Chiefs, but there was a tackle that he pulls Miguel, which saves the Kaizer Chiefs from actually getting embarrassed in this game. I think the player that actually was tackled, Lapayana, was a player who wears jersey number 10 for the Rokunjana, for the Ipolokwane City. I think Umarem, that was a very, very good tackle by Miguel. And also Peterson made two crucial saves to actually make sure that he keeps the Kaizer Chiefs on the game. So every time you have a good goalkeeper as Peterson, I think you're always going to have hope that you stay in the game. Then all that you need to do is to actually score the goal. Now, when the game began, I think it was a little bit balanced. It was played on patches. None of the team actually gained the advantage or gained the ground moving forward. But there was a good build-up phase from Kaizer Chiefs. Howard Taylor shielded the defense and allow Maboe progresses the play. I think that there was something that might happen there because he was able to break our lines with Polokwane City to try and find him to sometimes Utuba or Udilepo on the side, who also was enjoying his runs down the line. But if you look on the Polokwane side, I think also they played in patches on the first half. But the glorious opportunity that we saw on this game was for Polokwane City, where Peterson pull up a brilliant save. Now, from that, you could see that, okay, when they come back into the second half, they will come back actually believing that they can actually win this game. And that's exactly what happened. When they come back in the second half, they kept their team as is and come back to Kaizer Chiefs. Settled within the first probably 8 minutes, but from the 59th minute you could see that, okay, they are advancing now, they are gaining grounds over Kaizer Chiefs, and Kaizer Chiefs is falling back. And if you look at that middle of the park, they pushed Umapangule a little bit and they played with a single pivot with Ukambala protecting that defense. And I think Noramaja were very, very brilliant, and you could see that Umatuluti advances a little bit, which puts pressure on the other side across, because Noramabu and also Mapangole sometimes shifting to the right, we're bringing a lot of problems for across, and that actually drowned Utel. And I believed, sitting here, that's what I saw. Utel now is drowned, and they need to introduce a player that will actually come with the energy and break our attacks with Polokwane City, because they were coming in numbers and they were pressing Kaizer Chiefs against their own goal. Even Kaizer Chiefs on build-up phase, you see Uchikweta Umutu, Udlamin, Noramabu pressing them up high, sometimes setting up our presses, and you could see that they want to force the Kaizer Chiefs to make mistakes. And I thought all coaches read that, but they decided, I thought they were going to take out Hotel and introduce, because Undlovu bengekho ebenchini, and introduce at least Umthetho to try and shield that defense and allow Maboe to advance, so that he will force Polokwane City to also be wary of our moves as well, Maboe advancing, moving forward. I thought they were going to introduce a player like Uvilagazi, who is pressure resistant, who cannot be pressed, who's press resistant, who can actually have the ball and players are afraid to actually press him, and then that gives him a moment to think. And that moment to think is a breather that the Kaizer Chiefs needed, because Ipolokwane City was so over them, but they decided to bring in Batman. I think Serino was a decent choice, but it's been a long time since Serino was fielded, so he was going to struggle, knowing that he's not playing with bowling players. And I think mangabe engena lapha egamini, he had some moments, but if you look at the player like Bartman and also who else was introduced, I think they just drowned. Omayo also played on moments, but Bartman just drowned. So Kaizer Chiefs, at least they were a player short. If you look at how much Utele was giving them Beno Bartman at that particular time of the game. So I think in terms of Amama substitutions, Kaizer Chiefs got them wrong because they saw Polokwane City has advanced and has gained the ground. They needed people or players who can deal with that pressure, but also take that pressure back to Polokwane City to force them back, to make them wary of the fact that Kaizer Chiefs might hurt them. And I think the introduction Yaga Mayo, it was correct, and also Sereno, but at least bring in Vilakazi instead of Bartman, because you are not winning. There were times where Kaizer Chiefs could have brought in Bartman when they obliterating opponents, like the last game that they won with 4-1. I think those are the games where they needed to slightly introduce Bartman so that he get the groove of the team slowly until he settles well with the team. But if you're throwing him in this type of a game, he's always going to struggle, and you are killing the boy. He is very, very talented. He's very, very good with the ball, but if you put him in on this high tempo game, I think you are trying to kill him. You are trying to kill him because he's going to drown and loses the confidence. So we do not need you to kill these players, but we need you to protect them and develop them and make them better players. And I think our coach failed on that instance when it comes to this game. Now, this game was supposed to serve as a preparation to the derby over the weekend, because the Chiefs is playing it derby over the weekend, and this was actually a good test for them after winning 5 games in a row to see that they actually have what it takes to actually compete with Sundowns and Pirate as a number 3 team on the league or not. But how they played, particularly from the 60th minute to the 90th minute, including the injury time, I think it was very, very disappointing. So they need to draw deep now going to derby over the weekend, because it defense breaks or cracks when it's challenged. And in a number of times, Polokwane City could have punished them, but I think decision making on the final third, it was poor, and also I think their finishing was not proper. I think that's what led Polokwane City down not to win this game. The decision making on the final third, and also they were not very, very clinical in terms of punishing or using opportunities that they created. If they were clinical, they could have actually at least gotten 2-3 goals in this match, because they were all over Kaizer Chiefs, but they wasted those opportunities, and I think they are themselves to blame for not winning this game. As for Kaizer Chiefs, I think it's not bad because they did not lose the game. Actually, it gives them a hope that they can continue with their beautiful trajectory of having played 6 games and collected at least 16 points out of possible 18 points. I think that's very, very positive moving forward. So they're going to eat derby at least with that confidence that they've played 6 games and they collected 16 points out of possible 18 points. But will they cope with the relentless, pace, skillful Orlando Pirates front four? That's the question that they will answer over the weekend. But if they come with the same performance like this over the weekend, they dab bazohola ngo-5 noma ngo-6 amagoli. So they really, really, really need to dig deep going to the derby and make sure that they actually bring their A game, because this wasn't. Now it goes back to the front three Silva Nolilepo being not creative enough to actually give something going forward. They are as basic as you could get. It worked to our teams that are not giving Kaizer Chiefs some problems, but when they are challenged, it proves not working. Like on this game, Polokwane City, will it work? Get derby over the weekend. Le front three Silva Nolilepo. We are yet to see. So it's not all lost. we will see how the game transpired, but it's going to be a very, very good game. And the Kaizer Chiefs has a good chance of actually causing an upset as far as the Betway Premiership League or run is concerned. At which they play Pirates and also play Mamelodi Sundowns. Both those teams are chasing for the league title. So we are yet to see what's going to happen, but we are hoping that the best team over the weekend is going to win. I wish you all the best, guys. I am hoping that over the weekend you bring your A game to try and actually impose yourself and applies yourself against the Pirates and probably get better result out of that game. And I think that if you can do that, I think it's going to do wonders for a team as a whole, and also for next season. I think that would be something good to build off of having beaten the Orlando Pirates like you did last season, beating them, going at Bank Cup final, and also that actually helped coming into the season to play better than last season. I think that's going to be very, very good for Kaizer Chiefs' future if they can win a game at that. So thank you for watching the video. I love you so much. My name is Sipho Ndlovu. This is Nevertheless Commentaries, Sipho on Sport, your favorite unk on the net. I am saying to you, a pronto piacere. I'm the Black Italian. I'm signing out.